Hey, what's up, family? Welcome to my channel, Real TV. I'm Real One for those of you that don't know. And actually, a special thank you for coming to this part of my channel, which is titled Shaking the Table. I almost forgot it there. What's shaking the table? That's a very good question. Shaking the table, I define it in like two folds. First, in my culture, I don't know about other cultures, when we have conversations that kind of, I don't know, challenge ideology or just conversational, controversial. When they're just controversial, I'm gonna do that a lot. When they're controversial, we like to say that it's called shaking the table because it's like you're something that's already set and you're like testing it, you know. And one of my uncles, you know, who's like a big brother to me, his name is Uncle Yummy, and he says like every time I post certain things that are kind of, you know, pushing it a little bit, he's like, you know, you're shaking the table, but not in a bad way. So it's a good thing, you know. But yeah, so like that's kind of where I got the title from, and I love that idea. And the second part of it is that I just believe that those of us who follow Christ, it's our job to pull down, you know, things that were built on a false foundation. My topic for today is I can do bad all by myself. I believe the world has fallen for the biggest lie, the biggest trick that has ever been spun. And it's the lie that we don't need each other. It's the lie that I can stand on my own and be as successful as I want to, and know I don't need anybody's help on the way there. I don't need anybody's help when I'm there. And I think like a lot of people have this, I'm happy as long as I'm by myself. I'm happy when no one is around me, and it's okay to be a loner, but we all need each other. And I think the idea of I can do bad all by myself comes from a place of hurt. It comes from a place of I trusted someone before, I trusted a couple people before, and they all let me down. And that's something that happens to a lot of us. It's something that happens to a majority of people. But to stay in that hurt, to stay in that sadness or that mistrust, it only leaves room for destruction. And we placed our trust in man. I think that's where we kind of messed up. And we got to place our trust in God and then, you know, man after. Let's look at the very beginning of things, right? If you go to Genesis 2:18. Before I start, I'm a King James version. I'll read the New King James too, but I'm more of a King James Bible reader. I don't like reading different translations. I can talk about that at a different time. I'm very skeptical about them. Okay, so yeah, Genesis 2:18, and the Lord said, "It is not good for man to be alone. I will make him and help me." And this is after God has created Adam, and just like He created you and I, and we have all these responsibilities, and we were never meant to carry these things on our own. It's a lot to handle, and we aren't robots, you know. We aren't God, where we can just run nonstop. We will eventually burn out if we don't have someone there to help us carry this weight. Even if it's just in our individual, we're not even talking about on a grand scale like our community. Let's just talk about in our individual lives. There are things that you and I have to go through that it's a lot to go through on our own. And there's a reason why God has created helpmates for all of us. And helpmate is not necessarily always just your wife or your husband. It's a friend, a brother, a sister, you know. And they were created to help us carry the load. They were created to help us be better. If you look at Proverbs 27, I think 17, it says, "Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend." And countenance in the King James Bible is basically like the value. It means the value of the person, right? So the people around you help make you better. They help make you smarter, to help make you faster, to help make you stronger, right? They're there to make you be at your highest peak. But then again, if you have friends who aren't anything, who aren't about anything, who are lazy or lame or corny, well, then you're going to be a pretty dull person who's lazy and corny too, right? You are who the people you surround yourself with. Now, the Bible doesn't say that we should be totally reliant on other people, right? On friends or families or significant others. But there's clear-cut examples in the Bible where we are told, we are shown that it benefits us to have people around us. It benefits us to have an iron that sharpens your own iron. And the enemy knows this, right? If you look at 1 Peter 5:8, it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, is as a roaring lion, walking about seeking who he may devour." See, the thing is that when lions hunt, they're not going for the whole pack at the same time. They're going for that gazelle or that zebra that's straggling behind, that's distant from the rest of it, because it's easier for them to take it down. And that's how the enemy sees us, right? Once we are by, it's easier for them to take us down once we are by ourselves, once we are on our island, because we feel like we don't need anybody. And again, I'm not saying that we should be totally reliant on people, because at the end of the day, there are things that you and I do have to face on our own. We have to face certain things on our own. But you know, the people around you can help prepare you to face those things, can help prepare you to take those things down. But if you do it on your own, not saying that you'll fail 9 times out of 10, but you'll be that much stronger to take on those things with the people around you, right? And if you look at Luke 5:17-26, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it talks about a story where Jesus was in a house and he was preaching and stuff like that. And you know, once Jesus is around, word gets around like that, and people try to run there to, you know, to receive whatever word or miracles that they could. And not only did word get around, it got to a certain group of people, these friends, and they had this one friend who was sick, who he was like lame. So they're like, okay, let's get our friend to Jesus. Maybe he can heal them. So they carry him to the house where Jesus is at, where he's preaching, and it's packed. They can't get in. Like, how are we going to get, we have to get him there. We have to get him inside so Jesus can heal him. So these friends, they pick up their sick friend, take him on top of a roof, and they lower him down into where Jesus was. And Jesus, you know, eventually, you know, heals him. And it's an amazing thing, because without those friends, that man would have never been healed. That man would have been still lame. And I don't know what like sickness you have. There's some sicknesses that we can't heal on our own, that people take us to that next healing stage. There are people around us that would help us get to that stage. And there's some stuff that we just cannot handle all on our own, you know. And the fact that those people, his friends, are the reason why he was healed, it shows us that Jesus does not want us, God does not want us by ourselves. He wants us with other people. And I want to just close with, like, if you want to go far, you need to go with a team. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, you need to go together. You need to go with a group of people, because you go farther together. You can go fast on your own, yeah. But if you want to go farther, yeah, you need to go with people, you know. And again, like, you can't live in this idea of I'm standing alone. Even Jesus had 12 people around him. Jesus set that example, you know. We can't sit here and try to do it all on our own. It's impossible, and we'll die out early, you know. So you can really do bad all by yourself, but you can do great together. Is that corny? I hope that wasn't corny. That sounded corny. Yeah. But thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, you know, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.